You think Libra's problem is inability to make decisions. I understood it that way too. Everyone understands it. That's what it seems like when you're on the outside. But what if what seems like indecision was actually the most specific thing that exists? What if Libra made decisions quickly and clearly for everyone around them and only froze in one very specific situation, when the decision is about their own life? Think about it. The last time someone close to you asked for an opinion, asked for advice, needed an answer, how long did it take Libra? Probably much less than it seems, because in that case, the gears work effortlessly. But when Libra is faced with a chance, when Libra's own future is being weighed, when the opportunity says this change could be yours, then nothing. An inner silence. A paralysis that no one on the outside can see because Libra maintains a calm, balanced, almost elegant surface. Even while inside something remains suspended, unresolved, waiting for an answer that doesn't come. This video isn't going to talk about indecision. It's going to talk about the pattern that underlies it, about the specific mechanism that makes Libra say yes to the world and hesitate in front of itself, and about what happens when that pattern is finally seen clearly, the kind of clarity that changes the relationship with every opportunity that comes along. By the end of this video, something inside you will make sense in a way it never has before, and you'll understand why a chance that's right in front of you right now might be exactly the one you shouldn't miss. Think about how you function when someone around you needs an answer. You switch into operation mode almost without realizing it. You assess, you consider all sides. You find a way to help, to balance, to solve. It's not cold calculation, it's instinct. It's something you do effortlessly because it makes sense, because contributing and being part of others' solutions feels natural in a way that being part of your own solution never comes. Now think about what happens when you're the one who needs the answer. When life presents you with an opportunity, one of those you feel in your gut before you even think about it, that sparks something you almost don't allow to exist for long. And the question isn't what's best for them, but what's best for me. That's where the balance gets stuck. And what remains suspended in that space, between the yes you don't say and the no you never wanted to give, is precisely the pattern of life that this video will slowly dismantle. Because this pattern didn't start now. It was built over time, decision by decision. In every moment that Libra chose the peace of others before the possibility of their own life. And this pattern becomes more natural over time. It starts to seem like what Libra is, when in reality it's just what Libra has learned to be. It starts to seem like care, when in reality it's procrastination. It starts to seem like balance, when in reality it's a weight that only supports half, the outside. How far has this silent choice gone? How many times has it been repeated without you realizing it was happening again? It was while searching for answers to this that I found this digital book, The Divine Path, that guides your zodiac sign to a life of purpose. Not as a prediction of what will happen, but as a tool to understand what is happening within you right now. For Libra, this book doesn't treat harmony as the final destination. It talks about the path that truly leads to it, not the harmony you maintain at the cost of your own yes, but the harmony that is born when you finally put your weight on the scale as well. It goes straight to the core of the pattern this video is revealing. Libra's tendency to balance the external world while the internal one becomes increasingly out of balance. And it offers a perspective that transforms the way you see each opportunity that comes your way, before it has to go away. You are now in a rare moment, not of tranquility, of openness. Something within you has recognized what has just been said, and this recognition has a short lifespan in your current state. Still undefended, still open. It is precisely when you are in this state that what you access has the most weight, but also permanence. Don't wait for this state to pass before acting. The link is in the first pinned comment. But be aware, this content may be taken down. Click now and download your copy. And before we continue, leave an answer here in the comments. Is there any opportunity that you felt was yours, that was there waiting, and yet you let it slip away without being able to take the step? It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be honest. There's an architect who designs houses for others with an impressive clarity. Floor plan, structure, finishes, everything calculated to function, to last, to be truly inhabited. But when someone asks where he lives, the answer is always vague. A room, a temporary space that became permanent because he never had time to think about himself. Libra is that architect. The ability to create beauty and balance for those around you is genuine. It's not performance, it's not strategy. It comes from a real place, from a sensitivity that knows exactly what others need. But while Libra projects worlds for others, their own space becomes empty, not through abandonment, through continuous postponement. And the postponement has a voice that sounds like reason, like prudence, like accumulated wisdom. It says, "It's not the right time yet. I need to resolve this first. When everything is more stable, I'll take care of it." The voice sounds like responsibility, but it's the pattern speaking. There's a moment when this learning begins. A moment when Libra understood, not with words, but with her skin, that the harmony of the environment depended on her not taking up too much space. That her needs, her personal choices, her enthusiasm needed to be calibrated so as not to unbalance what was around her. And Libra, who loves balance like few others, learned to calibrate herself until calibration became the default mode. And so, when a real chance arrives, not an abstract idea but a concrete opportunity that could change the standard of living, Libra doesn't receive it as a possibility. It receives it as a threat to the balance it has learned to maintain, as something that will generate ripples, as something that demands more than it has available at that moment. But what if Libra had said yes at 3 different moments in the past? Not the big, dramatic yeses, the small ones. The yes to that project that stayed in the drawer. The yes to that conversation that was postponed. The yes to that decision that was put on hold as, "I'll think about it a little more." Where would Libra be today if those 3 yeses had happened? This question is uncomfortable because the answer is so close. Libra knows on some level that needs no proof, that the standard of living that exists today is made up not only of the things that happened, but also of the things that were not allowed to happen. And what's most surprising about all this? The chances don't disappear. They come back in a different form, with a different name, a different package, but with the same essence. The universe isn't in a hurry for Libra. It has a patience that sometimes seems limitless. But unlimited patience doesn't exist, not even in the universe. There's a wave you didn't catch. The sea doesn't stop. The sea doesn't change its mind. The sea doesn't decide you've waited long enough. The sea only brings waves. And another one comes. And another one comes. But the surfer who never goes into the water, who stays on the shore observing, analyzing, calculating if the moment is right, that surfer will remain on the sand while the waves pass by. The Libra chance works like this. It returns. But each time it returns and isn't received, it demands a little more to be recognized the next time. Because the pattern also learns. It learns to make the new seem less urgent, less clear, less necessary. It learns to make waiting more comfortable than taking action. Libra, who is here now? What wave is in front of you at this moment? What chance is knocking, patiently waiting to see if this time the yes finally comes? It is precisely for this recognition, that of seeing the wave and this time not letting it pass, that the digital book, the divine path that guides your zodiac sign to a life of purpose, was conceived. Not as superficial motivation, as an internal map. It shows the mechanism that transforms possibility into hesitation and points out with the specificity that Libra needs, how to reverse this from the inside out. How to recognize the chance before the pattern covers it with doubt. How to put your own weight on the scale before the wave passes completely. The link is in the first pinned comment. The last copies are running out. Click now and begin your journey towards the clarity and genius you deserve. There's something Libra does that seems like balance, but it isn't. It's a substitution, a trick the pattern itself invented to maintain the appearance of functionality. Libra feels the discomfort of not having said yes, and instead of going to the source of this discomfort, instead of looking directly at the chance that was left behind, Libra redistributes energy. It focuses more attention on others. It solves more problems around it. It creates more harmony in the external environment. And for a moment, this provides relief. For a moment. Because internal imbalance cannot be resolved with external balance. A scale with one side weighing more will not level itself by adding weight to another scale on the outside. The problem is internal. And while Libra continues to serve the balance of others so as not to feel its own imbalance, tension accumulates. This tension doesn't appear all at once. It grows slowly, almost imperceptibly, like pressure in a closed room. And Libra, which is strong, adaptable, capable of finding meaning in any configuration, sustains it. It balances the outside while the inside loses its shape, until another opportunity arises, and the body recognizes it before the mind. That spark in the stomach, that racing sensation that isn't anxiety, it's a signal. And then the voice of the pattern kicks in. Not yet. It's not safe. Wait a little longer. And Libra chooses again the balance that doesn't balance. What is Libra truly preserving when it does this? It's not peace. It's familiarity. The current standard of living, even if it doesn't satisfy, is known. It's predictable. And the new, even if it's exactly what Libra needs, carries the weight of the unknown. And Libra, which has learned that harmony is the absence of waves, treats the unknown as a threat, even when the unknown is what it most needs to access. This tension between the familiar that holds you back and the new that liberates you is at the heart of what's being revealed here. And it's also the core of one of the most transformative parts of the digital book, the divine path that guides your zodiac sign to a life of purpose. It doesn't talk about pushing. It doesn't talk about motivation that comes from the outside. It talks about what happens inside Libra when the familiarity of the pattern begins to be questioned from within, and how to slowly build a different relationship with what doesn't yet have a name. How to make the new seem less of a threat and more of a real invitation. The link is in the first pinned comment. The last copies are running out. Click now and begin your journey towards the clarity and genius you deserve. There is an art critic who can analyze a work with almost surgical precision. He sees layers that others don't. He understands the intention, the process, the value of what is before him. He can defend any work with arguments that make even the most skeptical person reconsider. But his own drawings, they're in boxes, never shown, never evaluated, not because they're bad, but because he never gave himself the same scrutiny he gives to others. Libra has that. The generosity that Libra applies to seeing others, that ability to find value where no one else does, to defend with conviction the merit of those around them, rarely turns inward, not for lack of intelligence, for something much more specific. The silent belief that Libra's own worth needs to be proven, not simply recognized, earned, not inherited. And this belief is the fuel of the pattern. Because if you need to earn every yes you give yourself, then the yes will always be postponed. There will always be another test, another condition, another, when I've done X, then I deserve Y. And the cycle closes on its own, elegant and silent as only internal cycles can be. The question Libra rarely ask themselves is this: if someone else were in my situation, with my history, with my abilities, would I say they deserve this chance? The honest answer is yes, immediately, without hesitation. So what prevents us from applying that same yes internally? This is where the pattern shows its truest face. It's not fear of failure. It's not laziness disguised as caution. It's a profound asymmetry between how Libra treats others and how it treats itself. An asymmetry that no one directly taught, but which was absorbed over time as if it were a natural truth. And truths that have been absorbed can be questioned, they can be re-examined, they can be dissolved, not with brute force, but with a kind of clarity that changes the angle before changing the behavior. Libra knows how to do this for others. Now it's time to learn how to do it from within. There's a bridge Libra knows well. It's been there for a long time. Libra has crossed it many times, taking other people to the other side. It knows every detail of the structure. It knows what's on the other side. But when it's Libra who needs to cross, when there's no one to take, when the crossing is just for her, she always goes around, along the bank, by the longer route, by what seems safer, because it doesn't require the decision of putting her own weight on the bridge. The yes that changes Libra's lifestyle isn't a big, dramatic and courageous one. It's not the kind that tears open your chest and demands that everything change at once. Libra doesn't trust that kind of yes, and rightly so, because it seems performative. It seems more about proving something to the world than about choosing something for yourself. The yes that rearranges everything is silent. It's almost small. It's the kind of yes you give when you realize the question wasn't, "Are you sure?" It was, "Are you ready to begin?" And starting doesn't mean knowing the destination. It doesn't mean having all the guarantees in your pocket. It means putting your own weight on the bridge, just once, and discovering that the structure can hold. For Libra, this moment has a specific quality. It's not relief, it's clarity. The scale, for the first time, stops oscillating, not because it found the perfect middle ground between the two sides, but because Libra finally placed its own weight on it. And a scale that carries the person using it is much more stable than an empty scale trying to balance itself in the void. This is where the pattern begins to be rewritten, not from the outside in, from the inside out. What if saying yes to yourself was the most balanced act you've ever done? This moment of reorganization, this moment when Libra finally puts its own weight on the scales, is what the digital book, The Divine Path That Guides Your Zodiac Sign to a Life of Purpose, explores with a depth that few other resources dare to possess. Not as a generic self-help manual, but as a specific internal map for Libra. A map that shows where you are, why you arrived here, and what the first real step looks like when taken with intention and not with desperation. It makes saying yes less frightening and much more genuine. The link is in the first pinned comment. The last copies are running out. Click now and begin your journey toward the clarity and genius you deserve. Libra has arrived here because something within it recognizes what has been said, not as new information, as a naming of something that was there before it had words. This type of recognition is not common. It requires that you have already felt what is being described, not just understood the logic. The pattern that has been revealed throughout this video is not a flaw of Libra. It never was. It is the consequence of an extraordinary sensitivity that was, at some point, put at the service of the world before being put at the service of itself. And this makes Libra someone who deeply understands what others need, sometimes before they themselves know it. But understanding others so deeply doesn't have to come at the cost of losing sight of oneself. Libra's scales are beautiful because they can weigh things that most people can't. This beauty doesn't diminish when Libra adds its own weight to them. It increases, because a scale that has never weighed its own owner has never truly been balanced. It only appeared balanced from afar. The opportunity described here, this chance to change one's lifestyle, is not a promise that everything will be different tomorrow. It's an opening, a turning point, the place where the old pattern begins to lose its power, because Libra has looked at it clearly enough not to confuse it with identity anymore. You are not the standard. You are the one who has the power to choose differently. And the yes you give yourself today, even if small, even if still uncertain, begins to change what is possible for you tomorrow. The scales of Libra, when they weigh themselves with the same delicacy with which they weigh the world, find something they didn't expect, not asking for too much, not too much lightness, finding the balance they always sought. And it was here, waiting, all along.